Radha Govind?
Well, yes and no.
Google search.
No. So they are not, definitely not Radha Govind. So, no, not Radha Govind. Radha Damodar. Radha Damodar. Okay. So these are Radha Damodar, and Radha Damodar temple is very unique because they have these four sets of deities. So in the center you see Radha Damodar. Radha Damodar deities are Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami Pad. And then you have on this side Radha Vrindavan Chandra. Radha Vrindavan Chandra was worshipped by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Okay, and then you have Radha Damodar on the other side, which is deities of Jayadev Goswami. And then you also have Radha Chalchikan. Radha Chalchikan was by Srila Bhugarva Goswami. Okay, and in the front, and I'll show you in a minute. In the front, you have Govardhan Shila. And this Govardhan Shila was given to Sanatana Goswami by Krishna himself. Okay, and so we'll take a closer look at the deities. So Radha Damodar and Radha Madhav, that's Radha Madhav Jayadev Goswami, Radha Damodar Jiva Goswami deities. And then you will see Radha Vrindavan Chandra, and then you have, that is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's deities, and Radha Chalchikanji. And then you have the Giras Shila, which you see over here on the bottom right. Okay, so this the story that is associated with the Shila is when Sanatana Goswami was very old, he would still go do the Govardhan Parikrama, the 23 course Govardhan Parikrama, and it would take a lot of time and effort because he was really elderly at that time. So the Vrajvasis would beg him, like, don't do the parikrama, you can't handle it. He said, like, look, I have taken a vow that I'm going to do the parikrama. Are you living, Janamuni?
Yeah, he's starting it.
Okay, 1 second. Mataji, Indra, oh sorry, go ahead, finish that. And then, can you give Janamuni one of those baby, yes, for that? We have something for you, Mataji will give. That baby thing which I got today? Yeah, yes, you can give it. Okay. Hare Krishna, it's from Vrindavan.
Amazing.
Yeah, wonderful. So, alright, so the Vrajvasis requested him, don't do parikrama because you can't manage it. I mean, like with your, and he said, no, I've taken a vow. I must do the parikrama every day. So then Krishna came to him, and first as a cowherd boy and then on his own. And he gave him the Shila, this Govardhan Shila which you see over there. And he said that, what you can do is just do parikrama around the Govardhan Shila 4 times. And that is equivalent to doing the parikrama around the entire Govardhan hill. So if you ever go to Radha Damodar temple, do the parikrama around the temple 4 times. Usually we do it 3, but in this case, do it 4 times. That is equivalent to doing parikrama around the Govardhan hill. So this is it. So this will give you a better idea about how the deities are placed over there. So as you can see, in the front you'll see the Govardhan Shila, and in the back side you'll see all the deities, all the 4 sets of deities which are present. This is exactly what the temple looks like when you enter it. And then this temple is also famous for a samadhi which you see over here. Do you know whose samadhi this is? Jiva Goswami Samadhi. This temple actually has the samadhi of many eminent personalities within our movement, many of them. Jiva Goswami is prominent over there, okay? And right behind Jiva Goswami's samadhi, you see a couple of things. You see the gentleman in orange who's sitting over there. Right next to him, there is like this place. Oh, hold on, I will escape so I can show you properly. Yeah. You see, look at my cursor over here. You see this place? So this is where the 6 Goswamis and all, they used to wash their feet over there. And so that place is filled with dust from Vrindavan. So when you go over there, what I usually do is I sit over here. There is a sitting place over here, and there's the Panchatattva is right there. I just sit over there and chant. 8, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, 15 rounds, how many ever I can chant, And I take the dust over there and smear some of the dust on my head. Okay, so you should also try to your best to do that. And behind over here, I know it's not very nicely visible, but behind over here, there is a room. And this is the room where Srila Prabhupada used to stay. Actually, this was his kitchen, and Srila Prabhupada stayed in the room opposite over there. So you can see Prabhupada's murti is kept over there, both in the kitchen as well as in where he used to sit. And that room is almost always open, excepting during Kartik when there are 5,000 people out there. So go and check that. That was the place where Prabhupada translated his books before he came to the US. The Bhagavad Gita as it is, which you see over here, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the first canto, that was translated right in that room over there that you will see. Okay? So I would very, very strongly recommend whoever it is, if you go to Vrindavan, you should definitely visit Radha Damodar Mandir. Okay? And this is, let me see if this plays. This will be, you can see. Okay, so when I went to Vrindavan this time, I just took this video, and yeah, this will also give you a little bit of an idea. This is the second part of the video like this. Okay, all right, so now we'll come to our class for today. We'll do Mangalachana and then we'll get going. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnanajanashalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurani Pucharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshtamini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaurav Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So today's topic is about dealing with adversities. Okay, so I've got a couple of shlokas out here, so I'll pull those up in Veda ways, so you can see that. All right. So the first shloka is our very famous shloka. Karpanya dosha pahata svabhavo trichami tvam dharma samuttacheta yashreya shanishchitam bruhitam me shishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. So Arjuna, at this point of time, he's already given all his reasons to Krishna as to why he cannot fight the battle. Krishna is telling him, look, you got to fight. And Arjuna is saying, no, I can't fight, and because of all of these reasons. And then Krishna chastises him and says, like, you're talking like a fool. This kind of weakness of the heart doesn't really suit you. Okay? But Arjuna is not convinced. He gives even more reasons. And he says, okay, how can I kill these people who are like who are my elders, who have literally brought me up, and so on and so forth. So he gives even more reasons. And now, finally, at this juncture, he says he's really confused. So the translation goes like this. Now I'm confused about my duty, and I've lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So, nothing exceptional over here, excepting that Arjuna has accepted that he's very confused. He has said that you are my guru, I am your disciple, so you please instruct me, and so on and so forth. And how does Krishna instruct Arjuna from this point forward? He starts off by giving him some gyan. For example, like, hey, you're not the body, you're the soul, and these other people are also the soul, and you're not going to be killing them, and so on. So he gives him much more information, broader information about the purpose of life, about how he should dedicate everything to the service of the Lord, and so on and so forth, right? Very far-reaching solutions he gives him, right? And now we look at another shloka. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, chapter number 7, verse number 26. Kidam kim idam swet kuto veti deva deva na vedmiham sarvato mukham ayati teja paramadarunam. O Lord of Lords, how is it that this dangerous effulgence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand it. So over here also you see Arjuna is confused. And again he is turning to Krishna. So what is the context of his confusion over here? This is the final day of the battle, more or less. He is pursuing Ashwatthama. And Ashwatthama is so scared that he has released the Brahmastra. And the effulgence of the Brahmastra is now, all over the place. And there's a lot of heat coming from the Brahmastra. And Arjuna is saying like, I don't understand it. I'm confused. Can you help me? So how does Krishna help him? What instructions does Krishna give? Krishna says, pull up 1:7 so you can see. What does Krishna say? Okay. So Krishna over here gives him very specific instruction. This is number 27, the very next one. He says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, know from me that this is the act of the son of Drona. So this is Ashwatthama's doing. He has thrown the hymns of nuclear energy, Brahmastra, and he does not know how to retract the glare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death. And so now he gives him the solution. O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in the military science, subdue this weapon's glare with the power of your own weapon. Okay? So, you see, the question is the same. The question is, I am very confused. Can you help me out, my dear Lord? It's the same question in both the cases. But Krishna gives two different answers. In the second time also, when Brahmastra is thrown, what he could have also said, don't worry Arjuna, you're not the body, you're the soul. You cannot die. He cannot really kill you. And even if he does, you're going to go to heavenly planets. There's everything that he said in the Bhagavad Gita. He could have said it right there. But why did he not say it? Why did he give him a different answer to the similar question that Arjuna asked? Anyone? Yes?
This one is prescriptive, procedural.
Yeah, so we've covered this territory before, I remember. And yes, you're absolutely right. So, because the context is different, right? So one has a context of, I really don't know what to do with my life. And the other thing is, I don't really know what to do in this particular situation, okay? So one is a temporary problem which you are having, which Arjuna is having. I have an immediate need, can you help me out? And one is an existential need. I don't really know what is the duty of my life. It's a higher purpose, it's a broader thing. Okay, is this point clear to everyone? Okay. Which brings us to this. So we have temporary problems and we have permanent problems. Okay, so what are temporary problems? Temporary problems are one, which are, the acronym is RBI, relative. So, Jagannath Prabhu, what is your favorite vegetable? Spinach. Okay, wonderful. What is yours, Anjana Mataji? Oh, what is the vegetable which you hate the most? Bangan. Okay. My favorite vegetable is Karela. That's my favorite vegetable. I can eat Karela every day, and however, I can have it boiled, I can have it stir-fried, I can have it baked, I can have it however, bharke and all that stuff, right? If I tell this to the kids, they will be like, eesh, Karela, oh my gosh, like how can you have this, Prabhuji? Karela is so bitter, right? So it's relative. Temporary problems are relative. Something which works for me, but doesn't work for others. I remember when I was right now in India, it was drizzling, it was raining pretty much every day, okay? And many people, many office goers, many of my friends, they're like, oh, every time it rains, there's like this big traffic jam, it takes us 45 minutes instead of 30 minutes and so on and so forth to get to the office. All the farmers are so happy that is raining, right? So it's relative. Okay, what is good for one is not bad. It could be bad for another person. Okay. The second one is beginning and end. So there is an allegorical story. There was this king who decided to, really do something good for his citizens. So he was a very righteous king. And one day, so his name and fame spread all across the different kingdoms. And one day, this wonderful holy man came to his place. And he received him very nicely, this king. And this king said, "My dear holy man, please, can you tell me something, give me something, which will help me both at the time of absolute distress, as well as the time of, or give me some words of wisdom which can resonate with me at the time of absolute distress and at the time of great opulence." And so the holy man said, "Okay, I'll think about it and I'll get back to you tomorrow." And so next day, before he left, he gave him this chest, and it had a lock and key, and he said, "You can open this chest, and at the time of the greatest distress or the time of the most opulence." So the king was very nice. He never really opened it at the time of great opulence. But at some point of time, there was a great drought that came. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years of drought, nothing was happening. His subjects were really getting a lot of challenges. And then the neighboring kingdom, they said like, "Hey, you know what? This is a great time for us to attack this king," and so on and so forth. So there was some word that war is about to come. So there was a lot of distress. So he said, he remembered this, the chest. He said, "I'm going to open it now." So he opened it, and out came a piece of paper, a parchment. And over there it was written, "This too shall pass." So temporary problems have a beginning and an end. It too shall pass. Whatever problems that we face, even on a temporary, so somebody's sick, somebody has lost a job, somebody has, whatever it is, some temporary challenges that you're facing, somebody's mean to someone, and so this too shall pass. Times will change. Okay, so it has a beginning and end. And the third one, you see the exam thing. So, this is the funny thing. My daughter is 14 years old, and when I speak to my wife, I say, "Hey, it is such a wonderful age, going back to school and this and that." And then our daughter looks at us like, "What are you talking about? I have assignment, I have a project every week, I have this exam, that presentation, it's so much of pressure. I want everybody to like me, but nobody really likes me, and this and that. So there's like a lot of like that kind of pressure and this and that." I was like, yes, she's right. So we forget those things. So our life is a life of challenges, but is interrupted by a little happiness. That's the thing. Okay? So that is temporary problems right there for you. Okay? So what causes temporary problems? What causes temporary problems? Yes? Desires. Okay, very good answer. What else? Mind? Do you say mind? Somebody said mind. Mind. Okay. Expectations. Okay. Desires and expectations. Mind. Okay. What else?
Actions.
I'm sorry?
Our previous actions.
Our previous actions, karma. Okay. What else?
Lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge, ignorance. Okay. All right. So you guys are absolutely right. So this ignorance, past karma, desires, expectations, our own actions, immaturity, association, influence, so many things, right? On the surface, this is exactly correct. This is what causes temporary problems. But deeper, there is something else that causes temporary problems. Actually, that is the seat of both temporary and permanent problems. So let's look at that. Okay. So this is several concentric circles. You may have seen this before. On the outside, there are these senses. Okay, so or the sense organs essentially: eyes, ears, mouth, nose, skin for touch. Right? Okay. So I wish we had a fruit over here. Is there any fruit anywhere? Apple? There are some cut fruits available. Right? Okay. So imagine I'm holding in my hand an apple. Okay. How do you know it's an apple?
We have seen it many times.
Leaves.
Okay. So by your sight, you're able to see that's an apple. Okay. What else?
Smell,
Knowledge. Okay.
taste,
Taste. By you can see. Okay.
memory.
Memory. Okay. Yes and no. So when you see it, you see something. Let's assume it's not a Granny Smith green apple. Let's assume it's a whatever red and delicious apple or something like that. A red apple. Okay. Your eyes is just seeing a shape of something like that, and it's red in color. Your tongue is tasting that it's a little bit sweet, and maybe in some cases Granny Smith are a little bit dark, a little bit sweet. Okay. Your skin is feeling the smoothness of that thing. But none of them actually individually know it's an apple. What these senses do is they take what these sense organs do is that they take these senses of eyes, of sight, of smell, of touch, and so on, and they relay it to the mind. And then the mind interprets this and conceptualizes this, and if it tastes like this, it smells like this, it feels like this, and so on and so forth. Therefore, it's an apple. Why? Because of whatever you all said, previous knowledge and samskara. Okay? Somebody has put it into your head that it's an apple. I remember when I went to Pune, our great old Maharashtrian friends, and they said Sev khana hai. So I said, yes, Sev khana hai, right? And I always thought that Sev is an apple. But then my roommate is a Gujarati. So for him, Sev is that nylon Sev, whatever, that besan ka thing. And so he got that packet from me. I said, what is this? This is not an apple. And so on. Why? Because in his mind, that conceptualization of Sev is that. In my mind, the conceptualization of Sev is something else. Okay? So that comes from samskara. So these are the senses, or the sense organs. Okay? So we already discussed, more subtle to the sense organ is the mind. Why is it? How do we know it's more subtle? Where are our eyes, ears, nose, mouth? Where is our mind? Can anybody point to your mind? Mataji, can you point to your mind? Where is it? Is it here? Seriously? Yeah, are you sure about that? Or is that your brain? So if we say that somebody is out of their mind, so we have to call a brain surgeon, right? It's very subtle. You don't really know. So mind could be at the region of the heart, it could be at the region of the brain. And there are evidences of exactly where the mind is, okay? But can we control our mind? Yeah. Anybody who's ever studied any book has said that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to watch TV now, I'm going to study. So you can fix your mind onto something and not onto something else. How do you do that? Through something even more subtle than the mind, which is intelligence. Mind you can still probably point here or there or whatever. Where do you point your intelligence? But we know intelligence exists. We say this person is more intelligent than that person. But how do we know? Where's your intelligence? Where is it, Akash Prabhu? We don't know. So it's more subtle than the mind. Even more subtle than intelligence is false ego. How best to understand what is false ego? Jagannath Prabhu, are you a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Boy? That is false ego. Right there. Okay? So identification of who I am is false ego. Actually, he is not a boy. Actually, he's a spirit soul in a boy's body, in a male body, which is limited by time and space. But within this world, in this circumstance, in this lifetime, that's what he is. So he has inherited a temporary identity of a male. That's false ego. If somebody was to come running right now and say, hey, you know what, there's a car outside which is on fire. Everybody over here who's got in a vehicle, is coming in a vehicle, will be nervous. I say, okay, well, which car? Oh, it's a Toyota. And so the people who have Honda over here, they're like, not my car. Okay? Right? It's like the three people who have come in a Toyota say, what kind of Toyota? The white one. The one who has a blue Toyota is like, okay, not my car. The white one, he's running out. right now to see what's going on in his car. That is false ego. All of us have identified the car with ourselves. It belongs to me. It's my husband, my wife, my children, my job, my country. I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, right? I'm Indian. Modi, 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 Modi. He's the best. Why? Because of the false ego. Because we are identifying ourselves like that. We've identified ourselves as Indian, as Hindus, and so on. So that's false ego. Where is false ego? Can anybody point it? Oh, you have I think right after 7 days of marriage, husband and wife are very easy to point out that the other one has false ego. But nobody exactly can point out exactly where. Oh, it's your ego which is speaking. Okay, where is it? I don't know. But it is there. So, yeah. So we don't know. It is even more subtle. Okay? Even more subtle than false ego is something else which is the cause of our temporary problems. Can anybody tell what it is? So it's a cheat sheet right there. Even more subtle than false ego is consciousness. Consciousness. Okay? If his consciousness, Akash Prabhu's consciousness is very good. So whenever, even though he identifies himself as whatever, right, a male and this and that and this job and whatnot, his actions that he takes, his mindset that he has is a good mindset. Is something which he does, tries to do good for himself and for others. And through that, he has built his own persona. Akash is a good boy. He is a very nice devotee. Okay? So his false ego is influenced by his consciousness. Does that make sense? Okay? I am a bad person. I might be influenced by a bad consciousness, by demoniac tendencies. So my persona, my false ego is then influenced by, that kind of thing. So consciousness is the root of our actions. Consciousness is the root of our desires, of our expectations, of what we are projecting that we want out of this life. So that is why our movement is called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. How do we change our consciousness from a me consciousness to Krishna consciousness? If we just make that one adjustment, we don't have to go around making adjustments with our skin and all the sense organs and this and that and so on. Once we make the most subtle adjustment, which is the adjustment in consciousness, everything else lines up. Just like we don't have to make the adjustment to our mind to fix our mind, we have to make adjustment to our intelligence to fix the mind. We have to make adjustment to false ego to fix the intelligence. We have to make the consciousness to adjust everything else. That's it. That is the cause of our temporary problems, is our poor consciousness. Okay? Is this clear now? What is the cause of our temporary problems? Okay? So, how do we solve our temporary problems? Temporary problems, remember, not permanent ones.
Is shifting our consciousness.
Okay, so you are really sick. You've got COVID-19. So you want to shift your consciousness and you will recover from COVID-19?
At least this thing would help me.
How will it help you? So just play around with that. Like if you're really sick, what will you need? How do you solve that temporary problem? What did Krishna ask Arjuna to do when we read in Srimad Bhagavatam? Change your consciousness now. The Brahmastra is right there. Please, Arjuna, don't worry about anything. Just change your consciousness.
No, act on it.
Act on it, right? Okay? So Krishna said, chant and be happy, right? That's what he said?
No.
Why not? It doesn't help. It doesn't help with temporary problems. In temporary problems, you have to solve that problem which is at hand. Right? Your house is on fire. At that point of time, you're not like, okay, I'm going to meditate over here and chant, national prayers or whatever it is, and the fire will go away on its own. No, go and put out the fire. Okay? Using intelligence over there. So, do the needful. If you have a temporary health problem, take care of your health. If you have a temporary wealth problem, take care of that. If you have a temporary relationship problem, your spouse won't speak to you or whatever it is, or somebody's mad at you, you speak to them. Hey, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I either didn't mean it, or maybe I meant it, but I was wrong. You were right. I'm sorry. Please, let's get back on track. Okay? So you have to solve those problems, right? Same thing with health. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada had this in on his fridge. You remember, Mataji? I think you had put that up, or somebody else had put it up, where he had said, first comes health, and then sadhana, and then service, right? First is health, second sadhana, third service, fourth is reading.
No, it's not sadhana, but chanting.
Yeah, sadhana.
You broke it down.
Okay, he broke it down for her. Yeah. Okay.
First is
First is health. Yeah. So take care of health. If you have poor health, you can't do anything. Seriously. Yeah. What can you do? Okay. So anyway, back to temporary problems. I think we more or less covered this. Temporary problems have temporary solutions. Solve them. Okay. Don't neglect them. So now we come to permanent problems. Permanent problems. CNN is always a permanent problem. You all know that. But common to all. No one wants it, no one can avoid it. Okay, common to all. It doesn't matter who it is. No one wants it. Nobody wants a permanent problem. No one can avoid it. There's nothing you can do about it. Like birth, old age, disease, death, problems caused by oneself, caused by others, caused by nature. These are, how do we solve permanent problems?
Leave.
I'm sorry?
Leave this universe.
Leave this universe. You cannot solve permanent problems on your own. It's the nature of this universe to always have these problems. Always. And no one can avoid it. The last part of the end. You cannot avoid it. The only way you can avoid a permanent problem is to leave that place. Mataji, Alka Mataji, have you ever been to Mumbai? Okay. Have you been there during the rainy season?
No.
Okay. Has anybody been to Mumbai during the rainy season? You've been? Okay. All right. How was it?
Yeah.
It was not good, right? Okay, good. How can you avoid the rainy season, or how can you avoid the rain in Mumbai during the rainy season?
Avoid the rain, just stay home.
Exactly. You can't really avoid it, right? So what do you have to do to avoid it?
Get out of there.
Get out of Mumbai. That's it. That's the only way you can avoid it. Get out of there. Okay? So this place is unfortunately like that. Okay? How do we get out of this place? Now is the mudde pe aate hain. So now is the main thing, main part of this lecture. How do we get out of this place? Chanting. Okay, why?
Taking God's name, remembering Him.
So
That's
let's get in. Chalo, let's peel the
The goal
onion.
is to basically taking God's name kind of delivers you from this world, because you are, kind of.
Why does it deliver us from this world?
I mean, you don't worry about these permanent problems, you take care
Sure,
of
but why will taking God's name deliver us from this world?
it takes it out of the karma cycle.
Fine, then you're saying like, okay, if you do this, then that will happen. I'm asking, why will that happen?
Because
What's so
Krishna,
special about that?
Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, yeah, Krishna says many things.
You get
Okay.
into the habit of chanting the holy names, and at the time of death, if you do remember the holy names,
If you remember me. Okay. So why? Why will remembering Krishna deliver us?
as you said,
Surrendering to the Lord.
Yeah, but why? Why will surrendering to Krishna help us?
Because even we surrender to Krishna, Prabhuji, Krishna will cleanse our hearts.
well, that's
I
just
understand all of those, but why?
So his-
Why can I not surrender to, I don't know, to Durga or Shiva?
It's like
Or-
a child.
Because we have to come back to this world again.
He gives
Okay, that's all fine. So let's stitch this together. We started off by saying that, all right, chanting will help us. Okay, and it's like, why will chanting help? Because God is there, God said so, and this, that. That's all fine. And Prabhuji says that, all right, at the time of death, remembering Krishna will help us. My question is, why will remembering Krishna help us? Why not remembering Shiva? Why not remembering Durga? Why not remembering myself? Okay, I remember Pandit Srivas Das for whatever reason. I really hated this guy. So, yeah.
He is the only connection.
Sorry?
Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So when we are
Okay,
going
you're getting closer.
to that,
Okay.
He's eternal.
Closer. Yes?
He is the only connection. We have eternal connection with him.
We have eternal connection towards him. हम फंस गए यार, we are stuck because we are coming from him. If we came from Durga or Shiva or Parvati or Pandit Srivas, then that makes sense. But we didn't come from them. We don't have that permanent connection with him. He says, I'm the seed-giving father. He says, I am the anything which you see, living or non-living, I am the cause for that. I am the cause behind all the causes. Everything came out as either my expansion or expansion of my energies or caused by my energies. That's it. You have no other goal. Either it's my external energy, which you see, all this material universe, or my internal energy, which you see, my spiritual potency, or marginal energy, which is all of you. It's all me at the end of the day. So we are there, we are stuck over there. We cannot be completely free if we do anything else which is not associated with him. And so why does chanting help? Why? Because of this very thing, because that's our need to associate with him in this day and age. It's like, how can I associate? We don't have the eyes, therefore I'm saying, if I don't have the eyes, how can I see where God is? Just like, Prabhuji is standing over there near the door. So how can I say, Satish Prabhu, Krishna is, there, he's right there standing, let me associate with him now. I can't, because I don't see him. Right? And even if I would, I wouldn't even know how to associate and all that. Right? Should I sit like this? Should I stand like this? Should I fold my hands like this? Should I pay dandavas, this, that? What should I say? How should I do? Imagine, close your eyes for 1 minute, just for 1 minute, and imagine Krishna is standing right in front of you. What will you tell him? What will you tell him? Okay, you can open your eyes. You can't have a conversation with him. You don't even know what to say, right? So Krishna is very merciful. He said, you know what? You don't have to say anything. You just chant my name, because I have in my holy name, I have put everything, my potency, my pastimes, myself. I put everything over here, and so just by chanting, you will be able to associate with me and my pastimes and all of those things, and you will be able to converse with me. How? Because you will be asking me to engage in my service. So, my dear Lord, please engage me in your service. This is the sum and substance of the prayer of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There is nothing else beyond this. Please engage me in your service. Everything else is a matter of purification. Right? If somebody in the street comes and tells me, hey, Pandit Srivas, please engage me in your service. I say, hold on a second. I would love to engage you in my service, but I want to make sure that you are able to render service. Right? So talk to Jagannath or talk to Acharya Prabhu. They will train you. And then you get to a point where you are able to give proper service. Otherwise, this person might just come and say, okay, I've gotten this chicken for you, or I've gotten this other thing for you, and so on and so forth. Right? And so, in his mind, he might be rendering service, but it's not service which I want. Right? But he might be talking like something else, whatever, some other stuff which I have absolutely no interest in. Right? So here, if somebody has to serve me, they have to serve me the way I want to be served, not the way they want to serve. Right? So, while chanting, then the process of purification begins. Right? Alright, slowly, slowly, what is scrubbed now? Remember those concentric circles. What is scrubbed? what becomes purer?
Consciousness.
Consciousness becomes purer. When consciousness becomes purer, everything else lines up. The false ego becomes better, it becomes cleaner, and so it starts dissolving. The subtle body starts dissolving. And at the end, when we are really ready, when we are completely purified at that point of time, just like we shed our gross body at the end of this life, we will simply shed our subtle body also at the end of that journey. We are not going to carry it from life to after life. We're just going to shed it. And we're going to say, okay, I'm done. Now I'm ready to go into the spiritual world. So Prabhus and mothers, there is something very important. This is the most important thing in this class. Everything that you do over here, everything that you do outside, whether we are even this offering that of the bhoga that we are going to do, our singing, our whatever, our arti, this, that, talking to each other, having loving exchanges with devotees, everything converges into chanting. Everything converges into how to help us chant better. That's it. I was talking to Vedyaspriya Prabhu some other time. I was telling him, Prabhu, you know why I come to Indiana like this? Like 120, 130 miles one way and then back and so on and so forth. Or go to Louisville or do this and go on Harinam Sankirtan and this, that and so on and so forth. You know why I do it? Because it helps me chant better. At the end of the day, everything that we will do helps us chant better. That's it. That is the key. So when we chant, and we will chant a little bit right now, slowly, we will get that feeling that our chanting is improving. How will we know that our chanting is improving? Anyone? How will you know? Shamakrona Mataji, you've chanted for a long time. How do you know your chanting is getting better?
When we associate with the devotees and when we are focused
When you're focused on what?
on the Lord.
Okay. Expand on that a little bit. Or yes, Alka Mataji?
When we start inquiring into
When you start inquiring, okay. But focus on, there's something very specific. Yes, Vedyaspriya Prabhu.
Get more service to getting
Get more service, okay, engage. Even
that's
more.
what we chant.
Go
Engage
deeper.
in your
Go
service.
deeper. Go deeper. Yes, Shams.
You don't care to stop.
You don't care to, that means you're more attached to the chanting. Okay, fine. You're all on the fringes. Go deeper.
Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So once you
Okay.
purify in chanting,
Okay.
you see the form of Krishna.
Okay. Alright, I'll give you a personal thing which will help you answer this question.
There are no thoughts other than the Lord.
Very close, very close.
You almost become unconscious.
I'm sorry, what?
You almost become unconscious. Like
That's
consciousness, but
need
like-
be, need not be.
like
Okay.
conscious, deep
Okay.
into the-
Alright, yes, Mataji?
Our intelligence will help us to understand many things.
Okay. And?
It's effortless and after.
Okay, alright. So I'll give you a personal thing which will help you. Your spouse or partner, whatever, okay? How do you know that this chanting we are saying is association of the Lord? How do you know your association with your partner is getting better?
Loving
Or your spouse? You feel?
Satisfied.
And?
Happy.
Both, right? Be brave, it's okay.
loving exchanges.
Loving. You feel more love. That's your litmus test. You'll feel more love towards the Lord. You can do a lot of things. You can do arti without feeling love towards the Lord. Have you ever noticed this? Right? You can just go manual like that and so on. As you get more and more deeper, you will have the loving feeling, the actual attraction towards the Lord. If we don't feel attraction towards the Lord, we wasted our time. I'm sorry to say that. Okay? How do we qualify the statement which I just made? Is this just my theory? No. You look at all our Shastric evidence. What does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feel when he's chanting the holy name of the Lord? What do all these Goswamis, what do they feel? Somebody said you can't stop chanting. Who was it? You were saying something like that. Why can you not stop chanting?
It tastes good.
Because it tastes good, it feels good, you love it. It is ananda. We've come from the Sat and Chit into the Ananda platform, right? It's Ananda. It has to be, very nice, relishable, right? This Krishna is all about Ananda. Then you're associating with Krishna, and you're feeling that Ananda, okay? So this is the litmus test. When you chant, and we will chant in a minute or so, you'll do that. You'll feel that, okay? Or we'll continue to chant, not today, but that will be how we will know that our chanting is improving or not improving. Okay? All right. A couple more things I wanted to show, but once this is okay, I will show it to you. Okay, yeah. Go here, and let me see if I can. All right. So this, I've shown this in a couple of times before in a couple of different locations, but I will wait for somebody to. Offering is done or offering is not yet made?
Not yet made. Not yet made.
Oh, not yet made also. Okay, wonderful. All right. So then this would be difficult. Can you remove this for a couple of minutes, and then once we are done with this? So this is the known universe. Okay, this is so-called the known universe, as per these telescopes and what have you. This is the exact visualization of this. Okay, it's just mapped through whatever these astronomical observations and so on and so forth. Okay, and it's just a 3-minute video. All right. Prabhus, mothers, we are a speck of dust inside a speck of dust. This is how insignificant we are. This will help you chant. This will help us chant. When we realize how insignificant we really are, how can we get out of this universe? How can we do it? Hame dam hai? Do we have that in us on our own accord? We speak to each other or whatever, we go around thinking we are at the center of the universe, right? The whole, everybody revolves around us. But this is who we are. This is what our real position is. Have you ever thought about it? Right? How can you get out of the universe on your own? You cannot. That is the reality. You cannot get out of the universe without the help of somebody who can get us out. Okay? So a couple of things over here. So does anybody know how a baby monkey, goes from one place to another? Right? It holds on to the mommy monkey, right? By its own strength. It holds on and the mommy monkey will jump from one place to another. I have seen this now when I was in Delhi. There's so many monkeys, my gosh, even in Vrindavan. Every now and then there will be one baby monkey who will fall down. Sometimes they'll get hurt, sometimes not, and so on and so forth, right? And and then again, mommy monkey, again they have to hold on to the mommy monkey. Like that, right? So we don't want to be like that. We want to be like a kitten. How does a kitten, baby kitten, kittens are babies. So how do they go from one place to another? They'll stand over there and they'll say, meow. That's it. They'll just cry out, meow. And the mommy cat will come and she will pick up the baby kitten and take it from here to there. So that's how we chant. That is how we will have to ask for mercy. My dear Lord, you can help me get out of this universe. I cannot do it on my own. Ye apne bas ki nahi hai. Right? Please can you help me? So this chanting is not just association, it is a prayer. It's a prayer of desperation. Okay? So while this is going on, we will chant for 30 times. Okay? Or actually we can chant for one round. Okay? We can do that. I'll keep count. Nobody else has to keep count. Yes?
We have a beads project.
You have beads? Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Then can you distribute beads to everybody while we're doing that? We can chant one round. And Prabhuji, can somebody get my bead bag from my bag?
Yes.
Please. Thank you. It's in the front, or you can even bring the bag in. Okay? Thank you. Okay? Everybody got these? No? Prabhu, even if we don't have these, that's okay. We'll just chant. That's all right. Let's not make a big project out of this. Okay? Come. All right. You can just. I'll go slow, so we can just do this together. Okay? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas Adi Gauravatavina. So while we are chanting, we will imagine ourselves like, hey, we just saw this video of the universe. We are stuck over here. We are that insignificant, we cannot get out without your help. My dear Lord, please can you help us out? Okay? That's our initial mode. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Did you all enjoy it? About 10 minutes. It'll get faster as we, get more practice. I don't mind if people are open to it. Then from the month of Kartik, at least for the month of Kartik, not necessarily from. Maybe we can all chant one round together in the morning or in the evening, depending. We'll see. I'll open it out. Whoever wants to join can join. It'll be nice if we can chant. Okay. So I've showed you that video which shows how insignificant we are, and that kind of like dampens the spirit a little bit. That how are we going to do this? I'll now show you a couple of pictures which will really help you get a little bit more inspired. Maybe you can take this off and then. So these are a couple of pictures which I took when I was walking. I walk around my neighborhood. Okay. Who can tell me what you can see? Lakshmana Prabhu, what can you see? And roads and trees. What else do you see? I'm sorry? Sky. Or what are the other green things which you see? Grass, bushes. Okay. This is another picture of when I was walking. What else do you see over here? Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry? Yes. What else? Same thing, right? Road, grass, trees, bushes, this and that. Okay? I'm sorry?
An organized society.
Organized society, okay. You know what I see? It is just an epiphany which hit me the other day when I was walking. I said, I need to take a picture of this. I see jivas, living entities. There are millions, I don't even know, I cannot count, of grass out there, and trees and shrubs and bushes and organisms and the small ants and bugs and this and that which inhabit that whole space. And then larger living organisms like birds and this and that is also there, okay? And I'm thinking, there are millions and millions of organisms just within that half a mile, 1 mile radius that I walk, okay? And there might be even billions and trillions of other living organisms just maybe in just my home. This bacteria, this, that, microorganisms, whatever, so many bacteria in my gut and so on and so forth. What are they? They're jivas. They're living entities. They're jivas. How can they get out of this world? They cannot so easily. But I can. If I look at how incredibly, I was talking to myself, how incredibly fortunate I am to stand in the middle of trillions of organisms and know what is the goal of life. Not only do I know what is the goal of life, I know how to achieve that goal. I have the support system. I have people around me who can help me. I have the means and mechanism. I have a way that I can get the taste of the holy name, the taste of chanting, the taste of service, the association. I mean, who doesn't like this? There's music, there's song, there's wonderful prasadam, there's great chanting. What is there not to like? I am so incredibly fortunate. I am so lucky. Why can I then not take advantage of it? How foolish it will be not to take advantage of that. One amongst trillions. That's my position. It's not just, I'm not just a speck of dust inside the speck of dust in all the universes. I'm also amazing, amazing facility I have gotten. How incredibly fortunate I am. So you think about yourselves like that also. Look, I'm not just insignificant, I'm also something. I have gotten this very special opportunity. Let's do it. What are we waiting for? Why can't we do this, right? So, in a couple of weeks' time, I don't know the exact date, I will tell you, we'll publish, month of Kartik is going to start. Month of Kartik is the holiest month. Whatever we do in our regular time, in the month of Kartik, it is what, 10-fold, 100-fold, several-fold benefit we get, right? Let's start. Let's do it. Okay? Let's chant, let's sing, let's associate, let us have prasadam. We'll publish a roster if anybody wants to have program at their house. Every day we are ready to have a program. Every single day. We'll come over there, we'll talk about the Damodar Leela, we'll have some small prasadam, nothing elaborate, nobody has to make elaborate arrangement. We'll offer lamps, 3 lamps to Krishna in the Damodar form, and that's it. Sing the Gopi Geet, sing the Damodar Ashtakam. It's just fun. Why can't we do this? Okay? And by the time that month is over, I want more. What will happen? Remember, what will be the litmus test that we are making progress? We will feel more attraction towards the Lord. Say, oh, Krishna is so beautiful. He is so wonderful. Oh, that's so sweet. His smile is so great. We feel attraction. If you don't feel attraction, you are wasting your time. It doesn't work then. We feel more attraction. And that will mean that we are making progress. Otherwise, not. Okay? So, I'm going to stop now. Hear questions and comments and feedback from anyone who wants to say about anything. Okay, one more time. This is Radha Damodar, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Madhav, and Radha Chalshika. Okay, so, yes.
I've been reading or studying or listening to these various presentations on the internet where the scientists are saying we know the universe is bigger than the known universe. and they're coming up with a proportion of something like 1/3 the known universe, 1/4 the known universe, and then this dark matter or this dark energy is 3 times as large, I believe they're saying. And I'm thinking, so close.
Yeah, okay.
Now, of course, the Vaishnavas who study that sort of stuff might tell me that we got it wrong. I have it wrong. But I just find it intriguing that they can sense a presence of something beyond the known universe.
Yeah, I mean, this presence of the spiritual world, we can sense the presence if we have the adhikar for it, if we develop the capability. I mean, if you look at the works of many of our Goswamis, of course Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all as well, you will see that they perceive the leelas which are happening in the spiritual world in front of them. So even if you think about, we just spoke about Damodar Ashtakam. The manifestation of the Damodar Leela, which is happening in the spiritual world, is happening in front of the author, the writer of Damodar Ashtakam, the creator of that, right? So we don't necessarily have to physically be somewhere else in order to be spiritually. Yeah, I know it's a little difficult with the kids, but yeah. So you can perceive. We can also perceive. Many of us can perceive the spiritual aspect of life and the spiritual world while we are in this material world. It's not unusual.
There's an anecdote in Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan Standards book where he's visiting a temple and he says, please don't mow the lawn while I'm here. I can hear the grass green.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's very interesting. Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments from anyone?
It was great. It was very nice.
It was very nice. Okay, good. You're inspired to chant better now? Good. That's it. Palena Parichayati. Okay, that's wonderful. Very nice. Very nice. Whatever we do over here should be transformative.
I have a
Yes.
question. You said the consciousness can be shifted from we consciousness to
To
Krishna
Krishna
consciousness.
consciousness.
And that consciousness shift is not like a switch.
No. It's a purification.
Like
it's a process.
Yeah, consciousness is a state of is a state determined by the actions we do with the sense and sense objects. So that's why in devotional service we engage our senses
Right.
to the satisfaction of Krishna. So the
Yeah.
consciousness can change
Right.
from we consciousness to Krishna
Krishna
consciousness.
consciousness. Very
So it's
nice.
not like consciousness alone can change and we do nothing about the senses or something like that.
Very nice point. Very good point. Yes. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita also, he gives the thing just by engaging the same sense, Rishikesha Rishikena. So what he's saying is that if you engage your sense organs into performing the things which are somehow or the other connected towards me, then automatically the process of purification will happen. The same sense objects and organs which are causing you attachment and bondage over here, they can be the cause of your liberation as well. You only have to shift how you're engaging them one way or the other. Okay? It's a very good point. Wonderful point. Okay. Right. So let us translate that a little bit because it is very philosophical, which means that let's say, what do we do with our sense objects? We see, we smell, we touch, we eat. Mostly we engage our tongue. Okay, we speak. Okay, so let us observe the beautiful features of the Lord's devotees. Okay, amazing. Okay? Even the Lord's devotees, you see them, you glorify them. Wow, that's amazing. And then you smell, the incense sticks, the flowers, things which are offered to the Lord. Most importantly, the engagement of the tongue. 2 or 3 different ways. by speaking about the Lord, by discussing His pastimes, by chanting what we did right now, okay, by singing the glories of the Lord. Again, very simple thing, by honoring Prashadam. Everybody likes to eat good stuff. There's nobody over here who says, I don't know, I really want really bad things to eat. No. Offer very good bhoga to the Lord, offer it with love and affection. It becomes Prashadam. Honor the Prashadam. Have it. Very simple. Keep life very simple. You know, Srila Prabhupada, he would always stress on that. Don't make Krishna consciousness into a complicated thing. Make it very simple. Okay? And that's it. Very good point. Yeah.
And when we see the beauty of the
Yeah.
form dressed with his ornaments and his...
Yeah.
So we feel so happy.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot tell you how many times I see people, like I was telling you in this Radha Damodar Mandir, you'll see, let me see if I can show you that video again. You see, many people will just stand there for like 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes, and then they leave. And I was thinking, like, how can they leave? How can they leave? Like, I was like, standing over there for 30-35 minutes, and then my parents also were there, and they're not keeping very good health, and so I had to leave. And otherwise, I was saying, like, I'm sometimes over there for half a day, 1 day, because it's not possible to leave. How can you leave, right? So that's the thing. So you observe the Lord and you glorify. Oh, there's such beautiful decorations, such wonderful ornaments he's wearing. So even in our poems, you'll see Krishna is wearing these shark-like earrings, right? Why will somebody write, why will Sukhdev Goswami talk about his shark-like earrings? Okay, you just say, oh, Krishna is wearing some earrings. Krishna is dressed nicely with ornaments. That's it, one sentence, it's over, right? No. They're describing what he's wearing, his Vaijanti Mala, the bees are coming, this, that. Why? Because of the attraction towards the Lord, right? So take your time. When next time you go in front of the temple, just take your time. It's okay. It's all right. Take 10, 15, 20 minutes, Just sit over there. Slowly, get more and more attraction. Okay, anything else? Last question or comment? Yes.
It is a simple process, but it is mystical.
Yes.
If you don't enter into the process.
Yes. Yeah. So it is mystical in the sense that there are things that we do, and the transformation happens on its own.
Sattva-vidas,
Yeah.
Bhagavat Prasada. Why is the spiritual master happy? Just by seeing his disciples eat prasadam.
Yeah.
Because it's not just food.
Yeah.
He knows it's a purification.
Good point. Okay. Any other things? Last thing. Going once, going twice.
Yeah, I was just thinking while we were chanting Prabhuji. So you said we are desperately calling, chanting. We are desperately calling to Krishna. So I was thinking, if Krishna comes now and says, "Let's go,"
Yeah.
then if I'm ready,
Yeah.
I ask myself.
What a nice point, right? So there's, I heard this from, I think, Ritadasha Swami Maharaj. He's like, this is very interesting phenomenon we have. We are like in a train and we are having a dream, and in that dream, we are having a dream that we are in a train and that we have a luggage, okay? And then somebody comes and wakes us up. And we wake up and say, hey, hold on. Before I get off the train, I need to go back to sleep and go get that luggage. Right? That's our situation. Krishna comes today to his point and says, okay, come, let's go. Like, no, wait. I have my family, I have my friends, I have this. How can I leave my child? How can I leave this? How can I leave that? Plus I have a project. I have a deadline due next week. Come back next week after I finish, because everybody's depending on me. That's our problem. We are holding on to a tree and we are saying, please leave me, tree, please leave me. So no. Okay, be ready to go.
I remember Prabhupada telling that one of the patients, he was telling, can you give me 4 more years so that I can accomplish all my work and go back to the doctor?
Yeah. Okay, I think we should end now. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Okay, we'll have stand up arti.